Drip down through these back layers all the way into the drain tray here at the bottom. It will then be collected and then taken to a drain in the back. So what we've got here is our ferns have been delivered pre-root wrapped. So we get in there, we pull one out, you see that they've nicely root wrapped them. They've with a felt root wrapper, and they've put a nice rubber band to hold it together. This is a maidenhair fern. What we like to do when we're building our walls is sort of start in the bottom corner and work our way up. We simply just put the plant in the pocket like that.
I'm Davis. I'm working with Chris, and I'm from Living Green, Showcase 2012. And we're deciding now on how to lay in the fern arrangement so that we have these sort of horizontal serpentine movements of certain species of ferns, so that it feels like there's a sort of a lateral movement to the whole system, because we're moving laterally out to the street. And the idea here is that the ferns will gradually interspace with the succulents as we get to those two columns on the edge there, so that they will become seamless and that they'll sort of morph one to the other. There will be no distinct line. It will be from shady grotto to sunny succulent, and you won't know where they stop and where they begin. So I think we should take these mother ferns, Chris, and start moving them sort of up like this now, you know, and start getting a movement going with those.
Okay.
So,
mother ferns, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll start doing that. Okay.
I have to continue those back here a little bit too.
So the idea is to shove them down quite tight. Is that the
you just kind of set them in there.
Yeah.
Now with the succulents, where they want them a little drier, you don't actually have to put them in all the way. You can kind of leave them sort of up a little bit so they stay dry. So you have some control.
All right.
Which is nice.
Okay. And so you can start putting a vein of mother fern going down at an angle, like here, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And kind of get, so there's this noticeable like melange, this kind of a lateral weaving of species. So now I'm taking the terrace ferns and I'm going to put them in a downward motion. So I'm going to put another one here. We have to use these to good effect because we don't have a lot of them, but aren't they beautiful?
That is a nice fern.
Yeah, so I think this, see, like this, and then this goes here. And it's okay to have two in a row, and then we jump down, you see, with the next one. See what's happening here? Now they're going to start going up a little bit. We don't want everything to be like this, like a sine wave, but, you know, sine wave is kind of what I had in mind when I was thinking about this. So that people's eyes are delighted by the flow. There's a flow that happens that they can relate to.
It's just like a plug and play garden.
It's just, this is so easy once you've got everything wrapped and the infrastructure's in, it becomes just the fun part. You know? There's always nice to have interlopers, right? One that sort of jumps out of the crowd and, you know, here's an interloper. Right? Yeah. Well, but I think we need to do something different in there because it's a little too much of a row. So I think we need to put the top, I think the top needs to change. The top two need to change to something like...
These darker ones?
Yeah, the darker guys. Let's move these out.
With another fern on top?
No, something shorter, because I think when they stick up, it looks like they need a haircut. So I think something that tends to drip a little more, like that rabbit's, whatever that is, you know. That would be nice.
Do we have any rabbits put? No, they're always just kind of small. You know, they start small, but then they get really fluffy, really fast.
I love those little guys.
Oh yeah, the little feet that come down. So cute.
I love how seamless it is from the get-go. It's just incredible how you know, you can, there's no felt. It just becomes this living wall from day one, and it only gets better because it just keeps going out and getting more lush, and everything begins to integrate more. Now, this is a fern-like plant, but it's not a true fern. It's a sun-loving asparagus fern, but it's reminiscent of a fern, so it creates that fingering element we were talking about.
So now we're going to root wrap a plant here to put in the wall. What we've got here are these amazing succulent plants here. do is you can take the plant out of the pot, and when we lay it onto the root wrapper, first we fold the top down, and we can kind of open up the plant and spread it out a little bit, like this, and we fold up the base, pull it up, bring in the sides, give it a little wrap, and I like to use a rubber band to hold it all together. Rubber band here, thank you. And this is kind of a loose one, but it should be okay. And so that opens out and spreads nicely, that we can just sort of set it up in the pocket.
And then we can also put a like an oxalis in here with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
To get, because once that molten lava oxalis takes off, it's going to be spectacular. Mm-hmm. So you're thinking of like just tear it up.
Yeah. Match the.
And then, I mean, I don't mind seeing this edge because it's sort of seeing the infrastructure, knowing that it's going to be mostly complete, but anything needs to grow in. Yeah, I like that. What do you think of that, bud?
Love it.
Love it.
What has happened here is the plant's been put in the bottom and it's sort of stretched out the pocket, so the bottom plat's no longer in the tray. So what we can do is take the plant out here, and we can see that this can be actually stretched out a little bit, and then tucked right back in. Just stop the dripping. But we have the ability to add a multiple of things. Like you have these aloes and you have these oxalis.
Oh, look, you're really changing it up. A little community there.
Put the little rosettes. So each little pocket is its own detail garden.
It's like a little mini me vertical wall. Or mini Chris.
Yeah. So you can really get the variety, get the biodiversity up.
Little garden of joy. This is its own little party. Party in a pocket. We're going to trademark that too. Party in a pocket. We said it first. Party over there. How fun. Wow. Stuff it in. Spread it out, and the oxalis explodes and cascades down. It's covered in little yellow flowers, so it just becomes gorgeous in about 2 weeks.